things are done. You come from a different place, and I know you travel far. Now that you told me what it is, I better point you towards the wind. He's the man, he's the only one who can give your wish right to the ear. He'll send you back through time by running magic through ya. All of the superpowers is. Listen, and I'll tell you where he is. He's the wiz and he lives in our. Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to the THE channel, also known as the Humbled Experience. I am Elena and today is going good so far. Just got done doing my morning worship and now I'm getting ready to head out for the day. So I thought I would stop by and talk to you guys real quick about something me and my mom were talking about a couple of days ago. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen The Wiz or have heard of The Wiz, the all-black cast with Diana Ross, the late, great Michael Jackson, the late, great Richard Pryor. Basically, you know, if you've seen it, you know the cast. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's too many people to name, so I'm just going to try and make this real quick. So me and my mom were talking the other day, and she had a dream. But in the dream, it dealt with, I don't know if you guys remember, in the scene of The Wiz, where there was a little area of poppies. Poppies are a flower that are known to drain energy. They put you to sleep. So when Diana Ross was walking through with the Tin Man Mayan Scarecrow and Toto, poor little Toto, poor Toto. When they were walking through, at the end, they fell asleep. Now, mind you, they were warned not to go down there, but that was a shortcut to get to The Wiz. This was made to delay them getting to The Wiz. Now, I'm going to break it down to you how I interpreted it, because I have been literally like listening to the songs. Now I'm like, oh my gosh. This movie literally was made from the book of Revelation. And I was just talking about that the other day. So this is what I talk to God about, because he uses movies, he uses songs, he uses the street lights, he uses license plates, he uses store names. Like I can go down the list on how me and him communicate. You know what I mean? But due to the fact that I am a numeric person, everything around me revolves around numbers. And if anybody knows me, you guys know that my life revolves around numbers. I cannot function unless I have my numbers. If my numbers are not like my I's dotted, like my T's crossed, like my J's loop-de-doop with the, I cannot function. So when I did my research on the Wizard of Oz, or The Wiz, we're going to stick with The Wiz. I'm not going to say The Wizard of Oz. I'm going to stick with The Wiz, okay? So when I did my research on The Wiz, it literally was a guided path to get to God. And I say that because if you guys remember the song, Ease On Down the Road, I'm going to start right there. Ease On Down the Road has a yellow brick road, okay? And I'm going through my phone so I can pull this up so I don't misquote anything. I'm screenshot queen, okay? So In this particular song called Ease on Down the Road, it is a yellow brick road, okay? And in the Bible, it mentions a yellow brick road. But in this case, I'm sorry. In this case, it wasn't a yellow brick road. The road is gold. The streets are paved with gold. It's in Revelations chapter 21. And I'm going to read it from verse 17 all the way down to, I'm going to say 23. So the angel measured the wall using human measurement, and it was 144 cubits thick. The wall was made of jasper, and the city of pure gold, as pure as glass. The foundations of the city walls were decorated with every kind of precious stone. The first foundation was jasper, the second, sapphire, the third, agate, the fourth, emerald, the fifth, onyx, the sixth, ruby, the seventh, chrysolite, the eighth, beryl, the ninth, topaz, the 10th, turquoise, the 11th, jacinth, the 12th, amethyst. The 12 gates were 12 pearls, each gate made of a single pearl. The great street of the city was gold, as pure as transparent glass. Actually, I'm going to cut that right there. Verse 21. You guys just heard me read Revelations 21, 17 to 21, okay? Every single level that I just read, as far as describing the kingdom of heaven, is in the Wiz. And I had to sit there, and God blew my mind, because it took my mom to ask me a question so that I could answer her question, so that she could answer what I've been asking. So last week I was sitting at work and I was just humming this tune. And I was like, I've heard that before, but I don't know where I heard it from. And I was just, and I'm like, what is the name of that song? For the life of me, I could not remember the name of this song. And out of nowhere, I was in mid-conversation with my mom, and she said, oh my God. And she scared me, because I'm laying on the bed like, what, Mom? Like, what happened? She said, if that's not a confirmation from God, I don't know what is. And I was like, well, what did I do? And she said, she told me what she had dreamed about. And then her answer was, you just confirmed it. And I'm like, what? So when she told me Ease on Down the Road, I said, oh, okay. And I just kept humming the song. And I said, I kept humming this tune, and I don't know where where it is. And she said, it's in the Wiz. Look it up. She said, don't bring me no bad news. And then I was like, but it has the same tune of another song. And she said, yeah, Can You Feel a Brand New Day? I jumped out of my skin with excitement, because who would have thought this all Black cast movie, which is not the first, which is not the original, because the first original Black movie, all Black cast, was made in 1819. So when I sat there, I was like, I couldn't contain it. And all I can do was sit there and rock, because the more you ease on down the yellow brick road, you're easing on down the road to the kingdom. The more you keep the bad news away from you, the more you keep the bad energy away from you, the more you keep the bad vibes and the bad spirits and the backstabbers and the naysayers and the naggers and whatever brings down your spirit, man. don't bring me no bad news. Ease on down the road, because the road that you're easing on down is the road that God is calling you to come down, is the road that God is telling you everything is going to be okay. Just follow the yellow brick road. Follow the street that was paved with gold. What is gold? Gold is a higher color outside of yellow. Without, yellow hasn't been fully processed, because once you process something, that's where it gets all its crystals and its gems and its glow and its shine. Yellow is dull until you put it under fire, until you morph it, until you make it into something. Then it comes out as pure gold, because it had that heat pressure. It had that resistance pressure. It had that nature that can turn it from something that was like, okay, yellow. But gold is like, ooh, I found me gold. I got 10K in my hand right now. Ease on down the road. It's simple. If you know that you're called to do something, ease on down the road. I said the other day, obedience is better than sacrifice. If you know that you're supposed to do something, go ahead and do it. Do not delay your blessings any longer. Do not delay in what you're called to do any longer. I fought this for so many years, but I can't fight it anymore, because every time God does something for me, I'm like, okay, yep, I got it. I can do it on my own. But then he always allows, because the devil has to get permission to do anything to you from God, because you are God's child. Read about it. He says it in the Bible. You are my children. Suffer not the little children. Jesus said we can come. You know what I'm saying? We are still children in his sight, because he is our father. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this yellow brick road, it blew my mind that it took a simple movie to break down who the Wiz is that lives in Oz. And she said it in the song. He can take you from one place to the next place, to the next place, to the next place, to the next place. But as long as you steadfast and be unmovable and know that he's always going to provide, he's always going to supply, he's always going to give you what you need and what you want, and anything that you could have ever asked for. I've been battling with getting into school now since 2012. I got to school one time in 2018 for my certified nursing assistant, and that was on a free ride scholarship. I didn't have to pay for anything. Now I'm in this hurdle of getting back into school for the paralegal program, which I have my classes already. I was blessed because I sowed seeds, and seeds bear fruit. I was blessed because I was a blessing. So now I'm blessed to go finish out what I need to right now after I get done talking to you guys, to get my book so that I can start on Monday. I hit that hurdle a couple of days ago, and I immediately snapped into anger mode. Like, Lord, why every time I do something? Why every time? Why? And he said, because look at the outcome. Every great story in the Bible had a tragic road in the bump, or bump in the road. Every great prophet went through something. Every great person that is tuning in to who they are naturally has something on them that they're striving towards, but we keep getting bumps in the road. The reason why is because that bump in the road is there to help elevate us. It's there to help structure us. It's there to help us become something that we are afraid of, when there's nothing to be afraid of, because anything that God has ordained is good and perfect. We just have to trust him, have faith, because with faith comes grace and mercy, and then we can walk it out. I have days of the week labeled for work. And it's funny because people in my job, they're like, why do you call it this? Why do you call it this? Why are you? And I'm just like, because you have to look at the nature of the call. We don't hear from people too much on Fridays and Saturdays. I mean, yeah, because we're, the bank, people are still going to call, but it's a particular set of days where we notice the calls shift. Some of these calls can either make you or break you. And I just talked about that as well. So we have customers that call in irate, just disgruntled. I've been cussed out so many times. And this is where I come in to say, thank the Lord for pulling me down the yellow brick road, because there were times where I was giving up on myself. There were times where I was like, Lord, I can't do it. I give up. I quit. I'm looking for something else. And it took my mom to tell me, don't look at your job as if it's your job. God allows certain doors to open for a reason. And that particular door opened for you so that you can now get your foot in the kingdom door, because you were sent to a place that's so dark. You were sent to a place that has so many strongholds. You were sent to a place to be a light to somebody. And after being there, I started in January. It's August now. Whew. I'm almost there. So after being there, I was like, okay, so what are we saying? And my mom said, don't bring me no bad news. And I said, okay. So outside of the things that I had going on, and I thought it was a personal attack, I thought it was just because you don't like me, I don't like you, but I never did anything to you. So I'm going to go by my own personal judgment of not liking you. It took my mom to let me know that it is a spiritual warfare on the battlefield of where I'm at. And it dawned on me because a lot of my coworkers have different things about them. And I'm just like, I used to be him. I used to be her. Or I used to be them. Or, I still think like her sometimes. Or I still think like him sometimes. Because when you get disgruntled people and you're in a good spirit, you're in a good mood, and then it takes them one word, here we go, one word can blow up a whole situation. I say that because we have to keep ourselves near the cross. If we let people who are ran by the devil, and I'm saying this in a nice way, if we let people that are ran by the devil, that are ran by different spirits, that have different things going on with them, and they don't know how to project their anger to bring in positivity, so they project the anger to continue to, project more anger, it's just a soul tie through words. If we let one person give us negative energy, and we harbor that energy all day, you just created a stronghold. You just created a soul tie. It didn't have to be intimate. It didn't have to be sexual. It didn't have to be, laying down with somebody, or words create soul ties. And it's weird, but there's more than one soul tie. You have the sexual soul tie, the verbal soul tie, the mental soul tie. You have the emotional soul tie. You have the spiritual soul tie. Because when your spirits are not equally yoked and you're with somebody, like a domestic relationship, somebody that cheated on you, somebody sleeping with your family member, somebody sleeping with your best friend, somebody sleeping with auntie them, cousin them, so-and-so, booty boot them, you have created a soul tie, and now you're bringing it back to the storehouse, which is your main base, your household. God has the leverage to break that soul tie as long as we stay on the yellow brick road and allow him to use us in the way that he created us. As long as we hold near and dear to faith, hope, love, as long as we hold dear to the 9 fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, self-control, gentleness, self-control. Control yourself with gentleness. Control others with gentleness. Because if we operate with faith and we produce love, we encourage the hope, and then we break down the joy in somebody to elevate the joy in somebody to balance it out with peace. Because in a world that's full of chaos, there is no peace anywhere. And the only place that we can find peace is where? In our household. But when you have kids that are unruly because of you, it takes two to make one. Man and woman create a child. You have a child that has two sets of genes in them. You don't know what demons are attached to either side, man or woman. So when you have a child that's acting unruly, it says in the Bible, train up a child in the way he should go and he shall not depart from it. Look it up. I'm telling you this because when God revealed, ease on down the road, don't bring me no bad news, he's the whiz, he took a movie and had me sitting down with my mom for about 45 minutes to an hour, breaking down every single song. Let me just give you a quick reference of one of the songs here. And it blew my mind because I was like, Lord, you playing today. You playing. So on the song of Don't Bring Me No Bad News, it says, no bad news, no bad news. Don't you ever bring me no bad news, because I'll make you an offer, child, that you cannot refuse. So don't nobody bring me no bad news. I am the vine, you are the branches. Any man that remains in me and I in him, he can bear much fruit, but depart from me, he can do nothing. It's in the Bible. She just said in this song, I'll make you an offer that you cannot refuse as my child. God will give us an offer as his child that we cannot refuse. Either you worship me, you pray to me, you believe in me, you trust in me, you love me, you honor me, you worship me, you praise me. I'll give you everything that you can ever ask for in another hand. And that's where the scripture comes into where our cups will run over. Doors and windows shall be open. When he closes one bad door, he opens another good door. It's called elevation and progress and progression. Process. We have to be, God has to take us and break us and bless us to give us back to the world. So he's going to take us through some stuff that's going to get our attention, because you notice every time we go through something and there's nobody around and we're like, Lord, what am I going to do? Lord, what am I going to? He's like, okay, now you're back. I had to do that to get your attention. I had to do this to bring you back to your knees. I had to do this to get you to realize that I said I was never going to leave you nor forsake you. I let you wander a little bit, but I had to do something tragic to get your attention, to bring you back to where you should have never left in the first place. God does not give us more than we can bear. He blesses us and he gives us tests, because if we're asking for a ginormous blessing, like my mom says, a Jurassic Park blessing, he's going to give us the test to see if we can handle it. Every test that we get, we pass it, we have the victory. We carry that victory championship belt, we go to the next level. Then we have another test. If you let that next test defeat you, you just lost your heavyweight championship. So now you got to start back at square one. Who wants to keep starting over? I know I don't. I'm actually tired of starting over. I've lost everything, down to everything. And I mean everything. And God is still in the process of rebuilding. God is still in the process of showing me that as long as you stick near and dear to me, you are always going to have and you are never going to go without. No, I may not have everything that I want in my house right now. No, I may not have everything that I want in my life right now. But as long as I stay true to what he told me, which is follow the yellow brick road and don't bring him no bad news, because every time we cry about something, he's like, had you just stuck near me? Had you just did what I said? Had you just kept praying without ceasing? Had you just kept your faith the size of a mustard seed? Let me show you. I was in the store with my mom, and don't mind me, I got kids. I got 2 fish, okay? 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. You see how he broke that down to me just that quick? Stay on the yellow brick road. 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and he fed a multitude of people. Now, God said, if you have faith the size of this little seed here, which is my baby's food, if you have faith the size of this little seed here, I ain't gonna put it back in there. Eat that. If you have faith the size of that little mustard seed, imagine what he can do. As long as you stay near the cross, as long as you stay on the yellow brick road, as long as you bring him, cast all your cares, cast all your fears, cast everything on him. Tamela Mann said it, take me to the king. I'm tired. I'm tired. Options are few. We are in a world right now where options are few. The government is not giving us much to work with here. So options are literally few. The world is giving us little to work with here because we're so segregated. We're so divided in the nations. Stay on the yellow brick road. Keep your faith. Keep your hope. Keep your dreams alive. As long as you're still dreaming, as long as you still believe that out of any situation, God is going to give you the victory. As long as you keep in the will of God, everything is going to be all right. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you? That's what he's asking us. Because as long as we stay on the yellow brick road and as long as we hit Emerald City, which is all of those layers in the Bible that I just read, Emerald City is the main color. Yeah, Emerald City, because it's green. Green is what? Money. The wealth of the wicked is stored for the righteous. God is getting ready to do something massive in the earth right now. And it's coming from generation to generation to generation. We are going through an ancestral rewind right now. And God is getting ready to do a massive blow. And it's going to blow everybody's mind. But you have to stay on the yellow brick road. You have to stay on the path that has been laid before us. A little internet issue. I don't know what just happened right there, but God's going to fix it. I'm telling you guys from experience, I have beat myself down. I have broken myself down. I have let others beat me down. I have let others break me down. But I'm going to tell you this, I never lost. Because I know who has my back, my front, my side, my under, and my on top. As long as I stay in the will of God, the battle is not mine, it's his. He's just telling me, step aside. And everything that you ever asked for will be given to you. Anything that you've been praying to me will be given to you. Those tears that you cry at night that nobody sees and nobody's there to hold you, I'm there holding you. I'm there comforting you. I'm there giving you the motivation that you need to continue on throughout the rest of the day, the year, the second, the minute, the hour. Just trust in me and don't bring me no bad news. Anything that's bad, every time I do good, evil is always present. You cannot do something good with evil trying to get you to fall. It goes hand in hand. Every time God elevates you, that don't mean the battle gets easier. I wish. Every time God puts you in the path of somebody, pay attention to their vibe, pay attention to their aura, pay attention to They're everything. Don't just look at a book and judge its cover, because inside that cover could be something that can not only help you, but you guys can team together and start a whole force. Sorry, I'm hungry, but I'm fasting. So follow the yellow brick road and see where it gets you. Bring all your bad news to God, because every time you do good, evil is present. You have to let him know that evil is present, because that means you acknowledging him, because the devil can't do nothing without God's permission first. And it is hot in here. I think it's because I got this hoodie on. But you cannot let it break you down, especially when you know you have a calling on your life, especially when you know you are made to outreach to people, especially when you know he promised you something and his word cannot come back void ever. He is not a God that he should lie ever. Because every time I felt like I had it after he got done working on me and I was like, okay, yep, high five, getting past the baton, I had to be like, okay, here's the baton, because I tried it and you had to break me down so that you can re-bless me again, so that you can give me back to the world, so that I can have a topic. I don't want to say a message yet. See, that's still me battling me. I'm not scared. I'm just like, Lord, really? I'm still amazed. 34 years of this. I can't hide it. I had my first prophetic dream at 7 years old. I probably had it before then, but I don't remember. But this particular dream, I still remember. And I had to say, Lord, so... And he's like, the apple don't fall far from the tree. When y'all see my mom, y'all gonna be like, oh, girl, you ain't had no choice. Because as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. So the challenge is stay on the yellow brick road. The challenge is bring God all your bad news. Don't tell your bad news to your friends. Don't tell the bad news to the strangers. Don't tell the bad news to anybody that you feel may be praying on your downfall, because you never know who is praying on your downfall. There's a difference between P-R-E-Y and P-R-A-Y. You have people P-R-E-Y-ing on you all the time versus P-R-A-Y-ing on you. I need more P-R-A-Y versus P-R-E-Y. They taught you that in school. Did you pay attention? So the challenge is, and I'm telling you, it's hot in here. That's how I know God is in here, because when I get to beating and sweating, I'm either real clammy at the hands or so. Stay on the yellow brick road. It's very beneficial. Don't doubt him. The slightest doubt that we have can cancel a multitude of blessings that he has for us. I don't want to see nobody lose their blessing because they couldn't hold fast. I don't want to see nobody lose their blessing because they couldn't see or feel a brand new day. I don't want to see nobody lose their faith and their hope because they were pointed in the wrong direction when I'm trying to get you guys to the whiz. He'll give you anything and everything that you want. No, he's not a wizard. He is a God. A God is more than a wizard. Wizard is witchcraft. Wizard, warlock, sorcery, any witches, all of that. That's of the devil. He used the title The Wiz because he knew people in that time frame were into things like that. So he knew how to get people's attention to watch the movie. Oh, this is a black version of The Wizard of Oz. Ooh, I'm going to watch it. But you guys missed the bottom line message. I'm here to point you to the Wiz. That's why he's having me do live. And it's for me too. It's not just for you guys. It's for me as well. So with that being said, stay on the yellow brick road. Keep praying for each other. Don't prey on each other. Do what you got to do and keep it pushing, because God is going to meet you wherever you go. God is omnipresent, which means he's everywhere and anywhere at any given moment. All we got to say is, God, I need you. Lord, I need you. Hallelujah. Thank you. Lord, I praise you. Lord, I thank you. Lord, I bless you. The merest blessing always deserves a thank you. I was stressing about how I was going to get my books for school. I was stressing madly. Sorry. It's hot. And yes, this is my Seahawks mask. Seahawks! But no, for real. Stay on the yellow brick road. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. I had a whole night of stressing for what? Because God said, you shall reap what you sow. When you're a blessing to somebody, God turns around and sends somebody else to be a blessing to you. So now I have the ability to walk out a blessing to go get my books for school. Because I sat there in that lady's office and she told me I cannot start school until I pay for my books. And I broke down like, Lord, what is going on in the world? I know we have this student loan forgiveness thing going on right now, but I need you now. I can't put a time limit on God because his timing is perfect. Whether we like it or not, whether we acknowledge it or not, whether we or not, his time is always near, dear, and perfect. So stay right there because he's coming. Stay right there because he's going to meet you in the middle of the storm. Stay right there. Stay right there on your knees. Stay right there with your hands lifted. Stay right there with the reverencing, because the more you reverence him, you don't know how many doors the gates just open. It's a flood right now. It's a river of blessings going around us. And it's up to those that want it, that want to receive it, that want to grasp it, to just reach out and touch somebody's hand and make this world a better place. But that's only if you can. I was singing this song this morning. I want to say it's Fred Hammond and John P. Key. It's They That Wait. That's my song. That's outside of the Wiz that I've been blasting for the past couple of days. They That Wait has been my song for a while now. And this other song by Kirk Franklin called My World Needs You. Promise you play that song and it'll bring you to your knees, as well as Revelation 19 verse 1. It's a song, Revelation 19:1. Hallelujah, salvation and glory, honor and power unto the Lord our God. For the Lord our God is mighty. For the Lord our God is omnipotent. He's wonderful. But he's asking us to stay on the yellow brick road. Don't carry nothing that's going to be a load. That goes for friends. That goes for family. That goes for children and their attitude. That goes for work and attitudes. That goes for grocery stores and attitudes. That goes for everything in the world. If you realize, and I heard somebody use this analogy, it was actually a dream. This person, well, I'm not even going to say this person, Pastor Jamila Gooden. Whew! When I tell you every single morning, you are in me and my mom's book. You are in our conversations. You are there. And one day you're going to watch this and you're going to hear this shout out. You prayed for me 3 years ago before Easter. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, you do still have the video because it's on your Facebook. And you prayed for me. It was a Wednesday night Bible study, and we were coming from Spartanburg, South Carolina. And you and my mom were having a discussion while I was laid out. Okay. You walked up to me and you told me you are worth the wait. Now, mind you, yes, I am worth the wait. That's why I'm still waiting. But God already promised me he's sending somebody. So I'm here to tell you that the prayer that you prayed over me is now flourishing. Yes, I ran. Yes, after you told me that because I got scared. The anointing in your church is so heavy. I was like, clutches pearls. But God is working on me still and yet to this day. Because of that word that you gave me that only came from him, that said, baby girl, you know you worth the wait. And now here I am 3 years later on YouTube going live to tell people, yeah, I'm worth the wait. You worth the wait. Everybody's worth the wait. But when she made this reference as to her dream, she said she was pushing somebody up the hill as if they couldn't walk. Just think of somebody on the show, My 600-Pound Life or My 700-Pound Life. I don't know the title of the show. But imagine pushing a load, whether it's UPS, FedEx, Warehouse, Freight House Square, shout out to Tacoma, born and raised. Imagine pushing a load up a hill. And then when you finally get up that hill and you out of breath and you, oh my God, I almost didn't make it. And that load just gets up and walks away like nothing ever happened, like they didn't see you struggling up a 19-mile hill. I know a lot of you just got mad right there. Like, oh, I wish somebody. That's what God is saying in the Wiz. Don't you carry no friend. Don't you carry no relationship. Don't you carry no material things from a domestic relationship that brings you any type of bad memory. Don't you carry nothing that's going to be a load. But just ease on down the road and give it to me. Because I don't give you nothing that you can't handle, because as long as you know that your strength comes from me, that's a supernatural energy, you're going to make it. Just ease on down the road. I love you guys. I'm getting ready to start my day. I'm going to get my coffee first and then praise, because it's only by God that I'm here to go live on the world's biggest platform, because I'm tired of running. I'm tired. So I'm handing it over. And thank you for the supporters. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the comments on the first video I posted on my Facebook wall. I took a couple screenshots and, did a shout out. I didn't drop any names because I don't want nobody to feel like they got singled out, because a lot of you guys are giving me feedback. 50 subscribers, and I'm able to go live from my phone, which means I'll be able to go live anywhere instead of sitting in the house, because I'm an outside person on the weekends and God talks to me all day, every day. I'll be able to go live on my phone so you guys can get a sneak peek of what I go through during the day. But I love you guys. Follow the yellow brick road. Peace.